Welcome to Things Invest. We're talking about investing, finance, and professional development. That's a recording time of 8:18 a.m. on Eastern Time. Ethereum currently $3,948, down about 0.33% so far. On the overall crypto market is kind of a mixed bag again, with some coins kind of flat at the moment, but some of the respective coins are still kind of leaning more towards the upside, but definitely has normalized a little bit in comparisons to the mini rally that we've seen across the entire crypto market yesterday. And what was the reason behind the little surge that we saw across the market? Is mainly due to the fact that we have had lack of media affectation yesterday in comparisons to the collective negative weeks or positive weeks that we've been experiencing in the past, I would say, couple of weeks so far. Just to keep tabs with respect to FOMC meeting, the CPI report, the Chinese crackdown, the listing, COVID variants, the Omicron news, to crypto ban with respect to selected regions of the world. Collectively drive the zigzags that we've been experiencing ever since when we hit the peak at $4,871 for Ethereum. And as of this morning, I was looking to the news front. I would say it's relatively not the most active still. I guess it's Sunday today, and right now, Sunday morning in the U.S. on the East Coast is nighttime in the other side of the world right now. So as we percolate a little bit more, shifting towards the night, and as we do raids during the day, the international side of the news is going to start popping up a little bit more. So we should expect a little bit of, pending volatility in the later days. And I believe, based on my historical observation, that begins sometimes around like 4:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. As obviously that's like the morning news start to pop up. So that's something we have to keep an eye out on. But right now, I think on the overall macro perspective, we are seeing some optimism ahead of obviously the Christmas, which are technically 7 days away. So Merry Christmas to you guys ahead. So let's just dive right into the technical analysis right now with respect to recording time of 8:21 a.m. on Eastern Time. Ethereum currently $3,940, down about 0.37%, so we're kind of flat right now. And with respect to the current level, we are hovering above the 3,843, which is technically the really substantive consolidation level that we've tested, I would say, at least 30 times historically. Right, and the next level that we will have to get up to would be the 4,000, right? So I give that the benefit of the doubt that we are technically there. We're basically like what, $60, $50 away from it. But the true level, as we all know, is the 4,150, right? Which we couldn't really get there. I know we tried to get there early this morning, because I woke up like when I was like going to the bathroom. I believe I peeked at my phone around like 5:45 a.m. on the Eastern Time, so it was like still really early in the morning. I typically sleep in, on Sundays, obviously, for obvious reasons. And saw that we were kind of hovering above like 4,000, $15. But it seems like we are slowly coming back down right now. Seems like there is some weakness for Ethereum specifically at the moment. So right now we have to see which side of the coin we're going to be going to. We are at the cusp of the critical level, so we have to be careful, right? But I think technically, if you think about this in the Fibonacci levels, like what's the technical bottom right now? I would say 3,600. To be more specific, 3,641 is the bottom that we have technically, right? This was a flash crash. And that 3,450, that was a crazy steal level. So whoever got in was that was a major moment for you, because that was just like robbing the bank, if you may. And the reason why this sell-off is because of the leverage wipeout, which subsequently drove a huge imbalance and outlier. That's why you see this red candle here, right? So with respect to current level, I think it's still not a terrible level to incur some risk, right? We have basically about like a $300 of risk versus obviously close to $1,000 of reward ratio. So the 1 to 3 ratio is not a terrible one. So I think actually would be incur some risk if you have some cash reserve on the side. Bitcoin right now, it's still at the okay level, 38 out of 70. We're basically bouncing from 43 to 47 or 4800 technically. We are about to cross upward, right? And the next level that we need to really watch out for is can we break above to the 4900 first, right? And the next level you should technically see is 48,964. The reason is because of hesitation to break above to the 50,200, and that's the next technical level, right? Right now we are still fusing together, so there's some bullish percolations. This is like a lower lows if you look at it, but I actually consider to be more of a downward wedge, to be honest with you. I think this is a sleeping giant right now, and I think a surge as we get some confirmatory signals would be possible. And I think right now we already really depleted. So, in comparisons, obviously when we're surging to 70,000, this is a much better level to incur risk at the moment. So Bitcoin is still a good buy. Dogecoin right now, 1717 right now. Anywhere from current level to again, right, to the 15 cents is still a good level. Right now it's okay, but I would probably wait until we come back to like the 14 to 15. That's a much better level for us. Cardano is up about 3.27% right now. Anywhere from the 134 to 120 is still a better level. Solana is attempting as we expect because again, right, we're trying to go to the 200 right now. We just crossed up, so that means we just formed a golden cross with the 48 out of 70. Right now we are attempting to break to, obviously the first level is going to be 190, but then the real level is going to be 195 or 197 to be more specific. The reason is because of the hesitation to break above 200. So I think right now it's okay. I would probably have bought in, when we were at the 155, when we were way depleted, right? That's really why we always like look into the risk management levels first, right? XRP right now, still at an okay level. Again, right, the better level was at the 78 cents, right? That's was like basically when I was telling people to be, incurring some risk around that risk management level. We are at the 42, so it's not terrible, not the best, but anywhere from 88 to 78 is still not terrible. Polkadot's up about 1%. Anywhere from current level to the bottom, technically, somewhere around like the 24. It's not terrible. So we are basically at the bottom for Polkadot right now. So it's not terrible. ALGORAND, anywhere from current level with the 140 technically to 130 is still a pretty good level with the 40 out of 70. About to fuse upward. So yeah, I think ALGORAND is pretty much at the bottom. 130 is technically the bottom already. Shiba Inu, again, right, anywhere from 2,900 to 900 is still the frame I would be starting to incur risk. Right now it's probably, just practice your patience a little bit, but we're not that far off, so why not? If you want to be incurring some risk, if you believe in Shiba Inu, obviously. Polygon or MacTac, we are about to form a golden cross, so we will see some more buying pressure as expected. Right now we are hovering above the $2.20. But the next level is going to be technically around like $2.40. We'll see some hesitation around 230, obviously, because of the flat number. But I do see some bullishness coming with the 60, basically 57 out of 70. So not the best, not the worst. The setup is okay. So it's like kind of a neutral, kind of, both technicals are cancels each other out. So 175 to 143 was still the better levels, right? Obviously, I kept saying before. AVAX down about close to 4%. We just crossed up, and I think we might be getting some resistance from obviously the 119 because like we were having a tough time breaking the 120. People were placing their sell order around this level, and I think that's gonna happen again because of the fact that we are we've crossed already, and at the same time we're relatively overbought. So not the best, not the worst either. So it's kind of neutral across the market. Let's just take a look at the news real quick. There isn't a lot of news. There are some news that we were talked about yesterday. The first one that's the most recent is Cointelegraph about Ethereum traders could care less about Ethereum current weakness. They said that basically since the all-time high of 4870 that we hit on November 10th, basically like a month ago, that the technical bottom's around 3,600. Yeah, so that correlates with what I'm saying as well. So I understand where they're coming from. Do we see more sell-off? I think in the near term, with especially within December, I don't think we can break below that. Like that wouldn't be very logical at all. And the next one on Decrypt, again, talked about yesterday with respect to Adidas' first Ethereum NFT drops net $23 million and shoots to top of the chart. So it's something that we have seen. It's like the Adidas woman. I don't know if it's like a neutral gender, to be honest. It's like a bald person, but has like a makeup on, and I think the style of the clothing, the aesthetics is it's like a more towards like a woman. I think based on the tracksuit that it has on. I don't know. It's like it's sold for $23 million, but it's a cool tracksuit. I guess it's a bald woman too, so I don't know. It's probably like a neutral gender, to be honest, or just like a robot. And then the last one I see on Bazinga 17 hours ago, again, right, the Bored Ape transaction that sold for over $250,000. It's a yellow picture of a aviator monkey with white hair. Interesting. So let's just do a recap with respect to risk management level. These are identified levels that we have talked about. So if you were to use this as a reference, there are some revisions here and there. So let me know if you have any questions. And hopefully this is helpful to you guys. And I think we are having a more of a normalized weekend, which is something we appreciate. I do believe it makes sense to have some optimism ahead of Christmas. I think the Santa Claus rally is still in play, so I am optimistic. And so we'll see how that goes. Ultimately, we're not really wizards, right? We don't really predict the future, but I think the risk management level makes sense right now, and for you to incur some optimal risk. Definitely way better when we were like flying all-time high when we were in early November, right? So that's it for this morning. Really appreciate you, and stay tuned for the club. Take care. Bye.